ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back with another show. Another day, another show. Listen, I promise. Not say I promise, but I try my best. No more days off. I'm back to working. You know what I mean? But like I said, we got a new guest here today. My man here. Introduce. Wait, actually, hold on. Before you get to the introductions, bro, let the room fill in. I don't even know somebody's in here yet. Let me see something right quick. Yeah, we look. Yeah, we got the jar. We got the chat. We got everything. Let me see. We got everything up. The chat box. Let me bring the chat box up. Bring the chat box up. Chat box. All right. I got a few things. Alert box. All right. So anyway, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, look, actually, let me go right here to the actual show. Dark Lord Fusion, what's going on, baby? Listen, as you guys come in, you be so kind as to share it out. We're gonna have a little funny here today. Got a lot of titles. I'm sorry, a lot of topics that I didn't cover. Let this come out. That's my man, the finest. For hooking me up. He keeps me up to date with all the news. We got a few titles here. We got a new guy here today, a new personality. I met him in church. What's going on, good brother? Introduce yourself to the audience, man.
Yeah, my name is LB Jr. That's like my stage name or whatever, like JJ Abrams. I'm a writer, producer, director, and CEO of my entertainment company called Fantasy Soft Entertainment, and Patari, which is a streaming service I'm going to try to come out with next year. I'm in development on a couple of movies, pre-production on a few shows, comic books. My second light novel comes out this year, so yeah, doing it big.
I see. Actually, me. I didn't mean to say. Hold on, brothers. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, bro, John Singleton in here, man.
I see, man.
Mini hats, right?
Yeah, man, the mini hats, man. He said, "So my man straight soul porn without the money shot." Come on, hey, listen, man. Y'all gotta respect him, man. Respect the guest, man. He new here, man. I'm running my man off already. I'm running him off already, man.
You should have told him, man. You should have let him know, man.
Yeah, I mean, he say, listen, man, let's check it out as the room full up, right? So when I hopped in here, right? So he asked me how I was feeling. I'm like, I'm taking the one day. He said, yeah, man, I've been praying for you. So already, he done got off on the wrong foot. He been praying for me. So, I got to throw you in the bus. I said, damn. I said, bro, you think prayer works? It works for me. I said, nigga got depression hotline, man. I said, we got to get him on Expand Your Mind. We got to talk about this, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Who we got here? My man Frog. What's going on, good brother? What? Said there's an echo. Do you still hear the echo? I don't hear echo. Is there echo?
Yeah, I don't hear echo.
No. Mute your backup echo. Wait, that's not me. I don't hear it either. I mean, see, I don't hear it either. Hold on. Let me bring up the extra stream on cell phone. I don't hear echo.
No, there's definitely an echo.
I don't hear.
Like I hear on the stream.
You do? Let me see. Let me see.
I think it's you. Like you're coming out twice.
Oh, yeah, you playing it through your speakers again, dude.
No, I know exactly right here. Okay, that's why.
Hey, bro, newbie, you gonna have to help our man Z with this, man.
It's going right. For whatever reason, it picked up my webcam and. Webcam,
hey, John Singleton, you gonna have to help my bro, man.
The echo going right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was my.
God's good.
Yeah, see, look, he's praying. My man prayed. No, what happened was I overstreamed that as a new update or whatever, so I updated it, and for whatever reason, I said, Streamlabs and OBS be bugging sometimes.
Hey, bruh, not to stop the progress. Streamlabs OBS is doo-doo soup, man. Y'all need to get better at this, man. It's horrible, man. It keeps messing up my shit.
It's you know what, bro? It's crazy, right? Because I what I do as far as my settings, I don't mess with them. I leave them as is.
Facts.
Sometimes I got to go on them. My camera be green and I'll be black. My lips be
logos and stuff be missing. Heck, shit, man.
Yeah. You had to restart it a couple of times. So it do be bugging. It's fancier than regular OBS with the add-ins and the widgets you can add to it. As far as that, but I guess they say it's free. You can't complain about something being free. I don't know, but it do be bugging sometimes. But anyway, like I said, he said, my man, Johanna. We got Go Fun. Shout out to you, good brother. Who else we got in here? Septic Meatball. What's good? New York, Clops, Little Shadida 26. Shout out to you. Who else we got in here? Jay is first. I think I got everybody. I think I did. Emerald 14. Shout out to you, good brother. We got.
The Ruham, Glorious War.
Hey, yo, the Ruham, bro. I sent your size medium T-shirt, grown ass man, nigga, 46 years old, in the medium. I sent your shirt out to you last week, so you should be getting it any day now, man. Glorious War, like I said, shout out to you. But anyway, like I said, we got a new joke in here with us today. Again, LB, what's it again? I'm sorry. LBQ. Oh, say it again, bro. I ain't gonna forget the name.
LB Junior. Just call me Kenny.
Okay, no, Kenny, aka Tang Jesus. I got you, Kenny. I got it. Okay, all right, we got it. Okay, all right, boom. Moss, what's going on with you, good brother? I haven't spoken to you in the air personally in a minute.
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Nothing, man. Just doing my thing, man. Trolling people about Days Gone. You know what I'm saying? 72 is the new 90. Right, Dubs? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hey, yo. Hey, that's what y'all get for importing Megaton. Now y'all getting that Megaton Microsoft garbage.
Hey, yo, you said my man, what's his name? Crap Game bought the bad luck with him.
Hey, bruh, it's not the butterfly effect, the crap effect, man.
Yeah,
man.
Man.
All yours.
Yeah, all right. Okay, but other than that, everything's all right with you, good brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Okay, NextGen Call of Duty plus more. All right. Neth, what's going on with you, good brother?
Chilling back, waiting for the dojo to open up because I'm ready to fight in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, damn! I might get an easy one. You sound I ain't played it in a minute. I might get an easy. I might have to go in and dust your ass off right quick, man. Me and my bad kneecap going in and dust your ass off pretty quick, man.
Oh, shoot.
Speaking of which, I go to the doctor Thursday, man. I hope I ain't got to get no more surgeries. I pray to God. I'm tired of getting cut on. All right. Who else we got? My brother, Kratos, what's going on with you, man?
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, man? I want to say this, man. Hey, Kratos, maybe there is a God, man, because I didn't like you. You know what I mean? I didn't like you at all, man. I don't know what the fuck you trolling me 5 o'clock in the morning, about 5:30. You know, I had him blocked. Like, so I think Peter Porter brought you on the multiplayer or something. Yeah. Come here with me, say, yeah, he ain't let me know that was him that I had blocked after the show. You know what I mean? It was after the show, man. But no, what's going on with you though, man? Everything smooth?
Everything smooth, man. I can't complain at all. Just waiting for this 8K TV to come in so I can get my D batch on.
Wait.
8K?
Never gave you niggas money.
You got the 8K set. All right, now you ain't listen. If I'm not mistaken, though. What was your monitor? What D was going back with the monitor?
Yeah. I picked up one of those monitors, the HP Omen.
Oh.
And yeah.
How much they cost?
That one there was about $5,000.
For a monitor?
Good night.
Jesus. Man.
Listen to this dude like it was nothing. Like he was buying
we
some
sent him
popcorn.
that gif of was Rick James. They should have never gave y'all money.
They should have never gave you niggas money.
Okay. All right. That's all we have in here thus far. Nobody else in here?
No, we got. Go ahead, man, Mr. Parker, man. What's wrong with you?
I'm not looking. I can't see the thing, so I don't know.
Yeah, put the paint chips down, Parker. Come on.
Listen, you're a fraud, though. Fallout 76. You talk about Days Gone.
Hey, Mr. Parker just came on the mic like Houdini. You a fraud.
You I'm gonna have love.
I'm whooping Z and Neff ass.
After the show. We get it after the show.
You want this, Parker? Let's go.
After the show. But anyway, just like I said, while the room is still filling up, I want to segue a little bit. So anyway, I finally saw Avengers. I saw the in the house bootleg version. Shout out to my man Time Patrol sent me the link. I watched it on my phone. My iPhone X, but I was able to bring it up on my TV. But anyway, I want to say right now, I can see why people were not pleased with Avengers. Mm-hmm. Right? The reason why I think it was all, in my opinion, I think it was all that going back in time and them older scenes and movies that we already saw. That was kind of dragged it out towards the middle of the show because it come on fire. They hop in that one, they whooped in, it was ass. Boop, bop, bop, take his head off.
Yeah,
you know
bro.
What I mean?
And then 2 hours of flashbacks.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and not, like I said, not new fighting scenes or whatever the case may be. But I guess we didn't. They didn't have what's her name, Captain Marvel. What's her name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Captain
Captain
Marvel.
They
Marvel.
didn't have
Yeah.
her in the last movie, but I don't know how strong she is. But I mean, grabbed him. Shit, she about to break his neck. Now I don't know if he was weak from them beating him down, or you know what I mean,
Yeah, she's
or
very strong.
no. But I remember, I don't know if he was weak already from the last fight. Remember, he was stumbling. He had that little, was a pail of oranges or peaches, whatever. He was out there. His nigga was
Oh
killing.
no, bro, no, they murked it. They murked that one.
Yeah,
The one that you saw
I
was.
know that. I'm saying I don't know if it was so easy because he just, he just fought hard the last.
Oh yeah.
No, he was hurt because he destroyed the.
Oh,
Yeah,
but-
he snapped his fingers twice, so that took all that energy out of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, shout out to my brother Tony Almeida for subscribing. I appreciate subscribing to this dog shit platform. I appreciate it, good brother. But okay, that's what I can see why some of the disconnect or what people that may have been not happy with the show, you know what I mean, more or less. They said it was boring, but it was like I said, it was 2 hours. That was just the whole through the middle, you know what I mean. Hey, New York Music, I sent your shirt off too, good brother. I did you, Ruham, and somebody else all on the same day. I sent out 3 shirts that night. But anyway, so I can see why, you know what I mean. But then you got, like I said, the end. You know what? In my opinion, I think the end fight that they had in Wakanda, whatever when they all fight scenes was better than that one, the last one.
Yeah, facts.
That,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. So
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I'm looking at it from a casual guy. Nepson is the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean? How they went and tied shit together. I'm just saying they didn't have to do all that to make it 3 hours. Had they thrown that thing away, and again, because we looking, this is my opinion. When you look at these superhero movies or whatever, you're looking for the CGI or the action to be better than the last one.
Yeah.
And to me, the fight scenes or the action to me wasn't better than the last one. I thought Thor was too comical. You know what I mean? Too silly. You know what I mean?
That's Marvel for you.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that it was just so silly. But he done lost a mother, he done lost a brother, he done lost a father. So I thought he should have been more serious. You know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. And I don't know, but anyway, I guess they tied it in. So we got the new Spider-Man that's coming out. I think the preview today. You know what I mean? And I guess Iron Man, he passed away during the movie or whatever. Towards the end.
R.I.P.
Now he died because he snapped his fingers because he wasn't strong.
Yeah, that's that. When you snap your fingers, it takes so much power out of you. If you're not real strong, it'll kill you.
And he's just a human.
That's why the Hulk said he would do it the first time. That's why he said he would do it because he's the only one that was strong enough to be able to do it. Tony is just a regular man, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, those, I'm sure I didn't wrong for anybody. You know what I mean? My man say Endgame was not even top 10 MCU. Now here's a question. Let me ask you a question. Here's my question again. Do you think Tony? Because again, out of all those guys, I know Captain America. He wasn't really pleased with his contract, trying to get out of it, or I think this is last. I think all those guys maybe their movies, whatever, may end. Like that's it. Like far as them contract wise, you know what I mean? Iron Man, what's my man name? Robbie got into his contract. He got paid per movie, like $40 million, whatever the case may be.
A lot.
Do you think these guys? Do you think they don't want to do it anymore? Like far as Iron Man, because they can go back in time. This is comic books and bring his ass back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you think do they think they don't don't want to do it anymore?
Well, fatigue always sets in. So, and you always get older. So, this is what 10 years going.
Yeah.
So you got a life. So.
I'm saying, but I'm keeping funky though. You mean besides Robert Downey Jr. What else are they gonna do? I don't think nothing. I don't see those. Nothing. Not to hate on their art or whatever, but I don't really look into those guys as serious actors besides Don Cheadle. But what are they really doing in today's climate? Oh, you see that? Give my man AP the Shooter. Shout out to my brother AP the Shooter. You can see him.
Oh, AP the Shooter says Endgame was fire and the callbacks was tough. You got to see what happened after the initial scene with Loki, Civil War, and all the movies in between. You won't get it. You didn't see all 20.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Well, I've seen all the movies. I mean, I've seen all of them.
I think here with that, I think what it was is that for some people, seeing that stuff was amazing because it's like the nerd fest. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, this happened and that. You know what I'm saying?
Nostalgia.
Yeah, the nostalgic part of it. But for some of us, we didn't really care about the nostalgic part. We cared about the closing of it. Like this was going to be boombastic, like Megaton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I like the last one was better. He got all the stones. You know, you got his backstory.
I mean, I guess
better.
It depends. You can't satisfy everybody, right? There's the super high end nerds that just like the fact that things was happening. There was us that wanted the megatons, and you pleased half, you didn't please the other half. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do you got something to add to that, Kratos? Oh, you say the wealthiest man in here. Tony Starks.
He gonna buy his own. He gonna buy his own more.
Anything to add to that? The Black Tony Starks? Or
I agree, man. I agree. I thought the movie was. I don't think they could have did it any better. It was a good salute to see.
But 3 hours
and Iron Man 2.
3 hours.
You gotta realize this is the end of the trilogy, right?
In that seat for 3 hours. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna say this right.
It wasn't wasted time, but you could think about it. You can't have a movie 3 hours just full of action. You gotta tell the story.
It's a comic movie.
That's another thing.
Yeah, but they curate. You gotta realize, right? They curated it to get you to the point where Tony can die.
This ain't going with the win. This ain't going with the win. This ain't Flowers in the Attic. Ain't nobody getting no thespian awards going on here, bro. It's Shakespeare's art. When I watch a comic book here, it's for the CGI and the special effects and the powers the guys can do. What I'm saying is that the low part, and again, it was really low, was the going back in the time. And even as an Ant-Man, I don't really care. Even though he's I guess he is a part of the Avengers, but that last Ant-Man movie to watch was dog shit.
I thought so too.
The first one was
Z, you got your top tier, you got your first class Avengers, and then you got your second tier, your second tier, and that's why he would fit in.
Okay,
AP the Shooter. Let me hit up AP the Shooter. AP the Shooter says with the 50 bits, you can never replace Robert Downey Jr. with anyone. He is Tony Stark. The problem is everyone wanted action for hours.
That's true. Well, we got it in Infinity War.
I mean, you couldn't. Like, there was a lot of that stuff. Okay, now Parker will appreciate this. It's not that I wanted action 3 hours. But if the action is but if you're going to have story, have the story like be gritty, mean something. Like, for instance, I don't know if y'all seen Titans, the TV series Titans. There's a lot more story than there is action. But the way that they tell it, that shit is good, man.
Oh, with Robin and them? Beast Boy? Yeah.
Bruh, that shit is good, man. That's what I'm saying. It was a little cheesy in Avengers, man. Then they was being a comedy and shit. They wanted to be Dick Van Dyke and shit in the middle of the movie. Come on.
That's what I didn't like about it was the comedic part of it. I ain't even gonna lie. Thor, I didn't like that at all. I find he took away he got fat or whatever. Fine, life was good for me, but I didn't like the then he hopped online with the PlayStation. I'm the Thor of God. I come to your house and shit. Like, come on.
Probably the best Avenger movie, first one, and Infinity War. It seemed like a tail off sometimes. Like
I'm gonna tell you, look at it funky. But it wasn't an Avengers movie, but I like Civil War. That was really an Iron Man movie.
That's Captain America, though.
Yeah, or whatever. The Iron Man or Captain.
Captain America.
It get thrown as being an Avenger movie because all of them was there fighting each other. You got Civil War. I rate that one of their best. Civil War, Infinity War. What's it called? Infinity War. And
Winter Soldier was dope too. I had a lot of action in it.
That was one of the best ones.
Captain America movie was better than Iron Man. It was more consistent.
And I liked it. I like, of course, Black Panther. I thought Black Panther.
Yeah.
If I had to rate them, I will go Civil War, Infinity War, and Black Panther is my favorite Marvel movies. You know what I mean? In my guesstimation. But anyway, getting on with today's show. We got some news. I got a few things we can talk. So anyway, starting around, we got the State of Play. What's it? State of the Play or State of Decay? Sony's own State of Decay on May 9th. It's called State of Play.
State of Play.
State of Play.
Yep.
It's May 9th? 9th? You did?
Yeah, May 9th.
Oh, Neth, I don't know where Neth at.
Like at 11 o'clock.
Neth's crying in the corner and shit because we talking about.
He's muted right now.
Yeah, he muted, bro.
He back there talking in his native tongue, his dialect. But let me bring up the article here. Neth was supposed to be my wingman. Hold on 1 second, brother. Let me get the actual article here. It said here, I believe it is. I don't want to give false news. Let me see. Scroll up. Get back in here. All right. Here we go. Let me see.
I think you can hold on. I might be able to pull it up for you, Z.
I got new stuff.
No. Neff sent us a message. Check out the DM. He'll be back in a little bit.
Damn.
let me read the message. Hey, bro, I don't know who's worse, him or Post Up. Anyway,
Damn. You making another Tombstone pizza? What are you back to doing? That's the only joke I know. Let's stop a podcast. We'll get up there and make this whole village of pizza and come back. You made it from scratch with bare feet? What is going on with you, man? We're in the middle of the show. I gotta make my mom some pops of pizza. I'll be right back. Like you would in the backyard, cut down about 2 trees to light the oven. Never done for the day. He ain't getting back on this motherfucker.
Yeah, he ain't getting back, bro.
Let me share it on the screen and bring the properties. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me bring it here.
Nah, I got the Post Up too. You talking about the one from PlayStation Blog, bro?
Yeah. You got it up there?
All right, let me know when you want me to kick it off.
I got it. Yeah, go. I got it on screen.
Okay, so it's a new State of Play lands May 9th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. All right, featuring an extended look at Medieval, a first look at a new title, and more. Excuse me, and it says, "Hi y'all, excited to share. State of Play will return for a new episode next Thursday, May 9th. It'll be a quick show, around 10 minutes, but we got some PS4 updates we couldn't wait to share with you. PlayStation Worldwide Studios will be showing an extended look at Medieval, as well as a first look at a new title. And we'll have other updates and announcements for the upcoming PlayStation 4 games."
Now, wait. Now, Medieval, is that the old game they remastered or something?
Yeah. Well, let me see here.
That's an old one. It's a remake.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah. Phantom Dust with the original assets, bro.
Okay.
You ain't ever got to put my stuff doing that.
I mean, it is a 10-minute.
That's the only thing that's an Xbox exclusive.
Oh man.
Okay. Let's feature an extended look at Medieval. First look at a new title. Guys' thoughts. Now, how long is this show?
10 minutes.
10 minutes, bro.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
So that's a win right there.
They do it they're gonna do it every month.
Wait, hold on. I know I'm under contract, but goddamn, hold on, bro.
What? Hey,
A 10-minute show? I would never been facetious. When you said that,
the last one was 10 minutes. Yeah, the last one.
They ain't wasting nobody's time, so that's right there.
Damn.
Shit.
10 minutes is too short.
How long is Inside Xbox?
An hour. They show you controllers and white gloves.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like a 10-minute show. I mean, I don't know, like. If we get a new look at a new game, is that really low? Are you going to show us about a new game in 10 minutes, and you got to show the other stuff there?
I mean, massive advertisement, Sony, so they can do
right.
it.
Yeah. Listen, here's the thing. They don't have to. This is what they do with the show, right? They just come out, show you the trailer, show you about the game. They don't do any talking. There's no white gloves. There's just no rambling.
They don't want
No baby dolls.
Yeah, it's just straight up games. I think the last time they showed you about 10 to 11 games or whatever. They'll probably do the same here. And that's what we're gonna get for now until they ready to drop the PS5 or stuff like that. Now we don't know within these 10 minutes. It could be worthwhile, especially if they drop some release dates for The Last of Us 2 and a couple other games. We just
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
10 minutes seems too short.
A Chia Pet commercial is longer than that shit, man.
Come on, hold on.
Man. Come on, man.
Wait. Hold on,
man. Y'all gotta do better than this.
Let's be serious. Let's be serious, right? Beforehand, guys were complaining that these shows were too long for what was going on. Look at Inside Xbox. People complaining it's too long, and that's like an hour show. So now this one, the Sony show is too short. Like, what is the happy medium? I know everyone wants to have E3 every single show. They want E3 type event. This is not that event. This is to tell you what's going on with Sony, what's coming up in the summer and in the fall and stuff like that. And they're going to be having these shows every single month. So obviously, if you're gonna have a show every month, you can't keep showing the same shit over and over and over every month. So this,
let me.
Well,
let
it
me,
takes 10 minutes to read a newsletter.
Hold on, for a minute,
God.
Let me say something. How things going, man? We on a go type of mode, so 10 minutes is perfect for me.
look,
10 minutes,
bro. Look.
I go back to what I'm doing.
keeping people's attention.
Hey, my man Parker said he got the attention span of a gnat, man.
10 minutes is good, man. I gotta take out a whole hour to watch the show. Maybe you might show me some cool Megatons.
Look, man. There's you doing a wide swing of the pendulum. I'm going from inside Xbox time to 10 goddamn minutes. Come on, 30 minutes, bro. Half an hour, man. Even 25 with commercials and shit. Come on, man.
But listen, how are they gonna
hey, Jay, look, hey, Jay.
every single month?
Hey, Jay, look. Half of that 7 minutes last time was that goofy looking dude from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure on there at the end. I'm like, whoa, what is this? Come on, man. They can do better than this shit. This popcorn buttercream game shit.
They went from listen, 10 minutes. What they did last time, they showed you Iron Man VR. Hey, we doing Iron Man VR. We're doing Blood and Truth. Here's the release date. We got this game here. Here's the release date. We got this here coming up. Here's the release date. Then we got this. This is what we're working on. And they did that for about 10 minutes. But that is what that show is. We can't every month we can't expect them to be like, okay, this show here is going to be an hour and a half. We're going to come out with a PSX because it's not a PSX event.
Bruh, the big ups to the homie Porter Rock, man. He got everything set up, gave everybody their notes. Okay, we're going to talk about this. And he hit record. It was like, there goes state of play, y'all.
Hey, listen, I was on the show. Porter Rock was damn near 20 minutes late. He went live after the show was over talking about that.
He was 20 minutes late for a 7-minute show. Golly.
Exactly. He had missed at least 5 minutes of the show before we went live. So,
bruh. But I'm saying, okay, so Nintendo Treehouse is like a half an hour, right?
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
And that's full of bullshit. I don't care. At me. You know, that's full of bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not a PlayStation enthusiast, but PlayStation has more games that cater to me. Why can't and this is like what, every other month? Why can't this be a 30-minute show?
Month.
Every month?
I will say this though, I mean, and hold up, I'm gonna pay the bills right quick. My man Chris, another flat earther, and said Mighty Mouse is using 45 minutes of white gloves throwing hand signals.
Exactly.
Hey, Chris, don't start your shit, Chris.
I would rather them. This is my opinion. I would rather them do this, right? I would rather them not have a show every month or 10 minutes because they've got a lot of games we don't know much about. Let us see more about, Ghost of Tsushima,
Yeah.
Listen, if they do that, listen, if they do that right, if they show you the big stuff now,
they don't have.
What are they going to leave for their next big event that they're going to have?
Some of these ads we got to watch is 10 minutes.
But no, what I'm saying is that they're not going to have any events already. They already said for this year.
No, they didn't. They just said that they wouldn't have anything for E3. That's what they said.
So they're not doing E3.
Leading up to that, we don't know what they got coming in the fall.
Hey, look, man. The investor said y'all 2019 looks flat. Y'all better not spend too much ducats. And Sony said, okay. They said, yup, massa. So you ain't getting no.
I'm just saying. To me, like I said, I don't know. I don't think if they're not doing the E3, so do you think they're gonna have a PSX this year?
I do. I think they're gonna have they have to reveal the fully reveal the PS5 if it's gonna launch next year.
No, brother. I mean, they're gonna show it the same year it come out like they did.
Yeah, they can do what they did. Yeah, in 2013.
No, they what they always do. This is what they always do in the fall. If they don't do it in March of that year, in the fall they announce the console and go through all that stuff.
The PS5 is coming out in 2020, right? They normally what they do is they show it 6 months before E3, like they showed the PS3 in February of 2013, and the console released in November 2013.
That's what I'm saying. So if they talk about it, the system in the fall for it to release the next year around March.
No, it ain't coming out. Those chips are not gonna be ready to the
holiday.
Those chips ain't gonna be ready to then.
Yeah, they've already.
This is 2019 already, guys. They already.
No, I mean, those. Here's the thing, and Sony's not releasing. This is my opinion. Also, wise, even though like I said those chips that they use from AMD, I think their CEOs said that those chips are not going to be ready until third or fourth quarter of 2020. But it's a business. I don't see them releasing a $500 console in March.
If those chips are going to be not completed until the fall of 2020, then that means the PS5 and the Xbox.
Well, they'd be I guess up for sale in 20, whatever the case may be.
But to that point, Z, a lot of people miss this. The guy that did the interview with Mark Cerny was interviewed, and in his interview, he said there was some stuff that was left out. I believe this was the source where he said that the PlayStation 5 ain't coming out early next year. That has been debunked. It ain't coming out till the fall.
Yeah, okay. None of us must that, but I'm just saying this. I'm gonna let you go. I don't see Sony releasing, or anybody, Sony or Microsoft releasing a $500 goddamn console in March. You know, the most money is spent. You know, the biggest time of the year is
holiday season.
During the holiday season, Nintendo got it over with the Switch for $300 or whatever.
November.
Nintendo released theirs in March.
But it's $300. $299.
Yeah, but that's how much their system is.
That's true.
Yeah, but they've given you enough time. Listen, Mark Cerny is not going to come out and tell you what's going to be in the system. Damn near 2 years early.
What you mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wait. So you think that the console gonna come out in the spring?
No, I know for a fact the console is going to launch next year.
Oh yeah, it's coming in holiday season. Like I've always said, it's coming in holiday season 2020. Both Microsoft and Sony launching it. Wait, so I'm asking you. So you think the PS5 is coming out in spring of 2020?
I think it is. I think that's a big possibility.
Look, AP the shooter in the chat.
Time though, yeah, okay.
AP in the shooter with the 50 bits says, "Watch how much that Iron Man shit sells. Now that you can't see him on screen anymore."
Exactly.
If you can make a short bus in 10 minutes, you wouldn't. Or you going smash for an hour just cause. She gonna love you for that 10 minutes of greatness. Laugh my ass off. Hey yo, AP's cracking up. Hey, look, man. Hey, look. That Iron Man joint though. Here's the problem with that. That would pull. AP's point would be more prevalent for kids, right? The kids can't really play VR. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like I think it might do some numbers, but it's still kind of a lost opportunity at AP where I don't think it's going to do what you think it's going to do because, again, kids can't really play VR.
It's not going to be like 50 million or something.
Exactly. It's not going to do like Spider-Man. You know what I mean? No.
Listen, there's 4 million PSVRs in the world, right? There's a possibility that 4 million of those motherfuckers are going to sell. And that's it. I mean, obviously, you can't sell more copies than systems you have.
Yeah, what you got.
Come on, this is.
True.
I mean, think about it.
Good point.
But do VR games make the charts?
They do. Astrobot did.
Okay.
Firewall did. I mean, yeah, they make the charts. But come on, this is Iron Man. And then after all of these, the Avengers just released and stuff like that, and Spider-Man just dropped. Come on, you know they're gonna make some money off of this. I mean, there's gonna be some people to go out and probably buy PSVR for this, and that's just kind of what.
But listen to this. This is my crazy theory. This is why I say, even though Sony did real good for themselves having God of War and Spider-Man drop last year, I think they could have done better, and they could have done better financially had they took Spider-Man and had it drop this year. Right? Isn't that movie coming out this year?
Oh yeah. You're right.
See what I'm saying, bro? See, because the reason why they're not doing all these shows is because the 2019 in comparison to that fantastic 2018 is real flat. Where if they would have had Spider-Man in this year, it wouldn't have been that flat. Everybody would have still had their shows, and it would have. I think Spider-Man would have sold even more coming out the same year that the movie came out.
Yeah, Avengers and Spider-Man.
Yeah, but the Spider-Man is not linked in any way to the movie, so
but still, it's just the name and name recognition.
But think about it again. Iron Man is dropping this year, probably in the end of summer, right? So that's going to drop. That'll be enough to fill that Marvel void for that, right?
I don't know. Star Wars comes out at the end of this year.
No, but that too. I mean, but think about it. It's Iron Man. Like he said, he has a point. That's the only way you're going to be seeing any more Iron Man.
Let me pay the bills right quick. Some AP the shooter.
AP the shooter said, "I'm a big ass kid, just not like Baron weirdo ass though." No, Baron is just a weirdo, man.
The wrestler? Yeah, I said a wrestler, my man. But like I said, we're talking about next generation, right? like I said, like I want it now. It's my money, and I want it now, right? But anyway, the PS5 and the next generation Xbox, right? Like, damn, believe it or not, damn, 6 years that went by already. 2013, the time don't fucking flew. We've been in the midst of fighting this console war. Time fly you by. I was dug in the ditches. I mean, not on straight. Benjamin, what's the man in the fridge? What's the guy that switched sides? Who's the guy that switched sides in the war?
Shit!
Benedict Arnold. Yeah, Benedict. I'm straight Benedict Arnold. I was an Xbox guy to start the generation, and now I went to PlayStation, right? So one thing I didn't like about this generation, I'm gonna ask you guys your opinion about this, right? When it comes to console generations, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this has been one of the maybe weakest generations.
Facts.
What?
Facts.
Wait.
I don't know.
Let me
When it comes to what?
No, I just think it's been one of the weakest generation, and well, I'm not talking about far as power. I'm just talking about overall and the new games that we've gotten.
Facts. Totally agree.
Look, hear me out, and you may be different. Look at last generation compared to the new plethora of games that we got, franchises, and then compared to this generation. One of the knocks I had against this generation was all the cross-gen development, but I'm going to come to that in a minute. But we're never able to talk about the generations in terms of like games and software. Compare the PS4 and the Xbox One library, right? I'm not talking about exclusives, I'm talking about overall. Compare it to the PS3 and the 360. It's not even close.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 360.
Last generation, we got introduced to Assassin's Creed. Yeah, the re-emergence of Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Shit. You know what I mean? Like I said, how many franchises in your opinion really stick out from this generation? New IPs.
Facts.
It was the golden years of gaming.
All of Sony's. I'm just speaking the truth. Now, think about it, Z. I think the reason you feel like this was one of the weakest console generations is because the Xbox literally did shit. They did absolutely nothing. So obviously, that was originally your preferred platform. So that's going to sour you automatically. This generation, I think, actually, this generation is one of the best generations ever.
I'm gonna tell you why you on that pony dust right now.
No,
let's take Xbox out of the equation.
We don't have any new IPs. I'm enjoying all these great new IPs on the
I'm gonna take
side.
Xbox out of the equation. Let's take Xbox out of the equation. Let's just bump PlayStation 3 games, new IP, to PlayStation 4 new IPs.
Yeah.
At the creme de la creme of PlayStation 4, you have God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. God of War is great, but those two do not touch Uncharted, what Uncharted has done, and what his Last of Us has done. The fact that they had the Demon Soul games, the fact that what else did they have on the PlayStation?
Uncharted 4 though. Uncharted.
But no, I'm talking about as far as new IPs being introduced.
God of War's not
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, then you can't even count God of War.
Death Stranding.
They're not out yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they haven't released yet, but the generation isn't over. We're still in this generation.
Listen, though, I think
right? Yeah. See, here's the thing about it. Those are we all know that Sony finishes off strong, right?
I'm not talking about.
But also, y'all forget about
services in the middle to the end of the generation.
Let me put it this way. My man Christopher Ripley said Microsoft spent half a generation developing water for Sea of Thieves. True fucking. But listen, right? Kratos, I'm not talking about as far as I'm talking about overall. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the introduction to new franchises.
New IP.
Listen, Z, check this out, right? This generation ushered in PSVR. Games like Astro Bot, Fire. No, I'm saying whether you like them or not, whether you like VR or not, this is something we've never had before. This is something that we dreamed about when we was a kid, and it's did up and beyond on what and a lot of other people.
How about this? Hold on for a minute.
So that's wait. That's something new, right? This generation has ushered in a new era of online, not only online streaming, but content providers. Never before in history has this been created. This generation has created this. Let alone, and that's not even talking about the games. That's just what this generation has created.
I'm gonna let Parker say what he's gonna say because I'm about to knock him smooth the fuck out.
Knock you straight out of his shoebox. Knock you straight out of Shaq foods. Go ahead.
What's your Parker?
I felt like the PS4 and the Xbox might produce better games this generation than the previous one, in my opinion.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Oh, they had much bigger. What? Come on, if you watch the Game Awards shows, come on, you'll see that. Come on, we
Okay.
had bigger, over the top blockbuster games to play.
Yes.
Generation defying games. You didn't have that so
Yes.
much.
What
Like
new
there was
IPs?
limitations though.
What new
Listen,
IPs?
higher fidelity. You know, we getting 1440p
Okay. All
and
right.
4K.
Okay. Now you ready for this?
Gotta get them.
Go ahead.
Check it out. I'm about to do the Palomar Lewis. Listen here, right? Listen here, right? So what I'm saying, right? I'm just comparing. I know I'm saying I wasn't talking about who had the bid. I'm just talking about of games, right? We had the introduction to, again, we talking about this over from third party and everything. We had the introduction to, like I said, Assassin's Creed was a new IP, a new franchise for last generation. You was introduced to the Bloodborne series, right? The Last of Us was introduced to us last generation. Uncharted was introduced to us last generation. Mass Effect was introduced to us last.
Oh
generation,
yes,
you know what I mean?
Mass Effect.
Dragon Age was introduced to us last.
Bioshock.
You talking about multiplayer?
I said overall. I wasn't talking about a Sony thing. I'm just talking about overall. Overall, you was introduced to the Forza Horizon series last generation.
Red Dead, right?
Red Dead last generation. So I'm just saying, when you look at it from that way, like I said again, to me, in my opinion, and I see.
Listen. Okay, Z, I understand what you're saying, but check this out.
Do you take the knee for?
Listen, no. Listen, while I sympathize with what you're saying, but you got to realize you're discarding all of the new IPs that came this generation, such as The Division, such as Anthem, such as was it
Sekiro?
Yeah, Sekiro, and it's a bunch of more multiplayer. Now I get it. A lot of them just was not a lot of people's cup of tea.
Yeah,
I get it.
Even
but here's
VR.
the thing.
Even with VR, right? Listen, the most successful VR that was sold this generation on the market, out of the Oculus Rift and the Vive and all that shit, was the PlayStation VR, and you had an exclusive rate of 4 million people, right?
I mean, what makes you think?
No.
What makes you think that VR is
PSVRs alone?
Why do you call VR?
PSVR is 4 million.
Why do you call
that? But I'm just saying. What I'm saying, that's only 4 million, right?
Yeah, but listen, that's a $400 accessory. Not a console, but an accessory. And it's sold 4 million copies.
Listen, I get that, but for an installed base, I don't know how many consoles were sold thus far. Let's say 150 million, let's say 200 million, whatever consoles are sold between everybody, right? Yeah. So only 4 million. This one account, that's not a big thing. When you look at the Kinect, Wii,
Max.
You know what I mean?
The connected numbers, even though people didn't like it.
But but
that shit is just Book of World Records. So
but think about it. The Kinect was what, $140 device versus almost $500. That's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big.
Think about it. The Kinect came at the very ass end of the generation,
and it pulled more numbers.
PSVR. Listen. PSVR came out damn near 3 years ago. So it came out, 2-3 years after the generation started. So. You got to look at it. It's not apples to apples comparison, right? If you look at the Wii. The Wii came out. What was the cost on that? $200, $150.
Yeah,
that thing sold 100 and some million because of that cheap price. Look at the Switch. Right now, it's about going on 40 million because of look at that price. But you're talking about a $400. That at that price, that's the same equivalent to a PS4
You can get a PSVR right now at $300, right? Mm-hmm. The Kinect was at its height was $150. That's $150. That's $150 difference. But with that being said, it was only out towards the end, and it still is pulling more It pulled more numbers. So if we can't say the Kinect was impactful, then we definitely can't say
no. The Kinect wasn't. Listen, the Kinect was impactful for the end of last generation. For the last year and a half that they started selling them, it was impactful. It was. Nobody is. It's an accessory, right? But what happened when they came out with Kinect 2.0, and then those same people that had it previously was like, man, I don't want that shit. That it was just like the Wii, the Wii. Mm-hmm. People bought it, they play it for about 5 minutes, and they toss the system in it back in the closet. That's an accessory. You would never get a one-on-one.
But that's what I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just saying it doesn't hold as much impact as you're implying.
Listen, listen. Console gamers complain about the consoles being $300 and $400 and $500. So imagine trying to sell an accessory that's even more expensive than the base PS4. PS4. People like, man, I could buy two goddamn PlayStations for the cost of a VR. So that's why it's that much harder to get a higher install base on PSVR.
Hey, look, Muggs is paying thousands of dollars for.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry, I'll let you go.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Get the bills real quick for me. Then
yeah. Chris the Ripper said Microsoft spent half a gen developing water for Sea of Thieves. Come on, man.
There's more. Scroll down.
There's more. Just scroll down. Okay, and let me see here. Damn, I don't see. And devs want Chris the Ripper with another 100 said devs just want to make live service games. Want you to play for a game for 10 years versus making more titles. Mm-hmm. And Chris the Ripper again. Kinect was a gimmick. Once people saw what it was for, we started using it as door stops. Golly, come on, Chris.
Okay. Is it morning? That was it. This last one.
That was it.
Okay. Here's the thing. Now, outside of pricing, the biggest reason why VR will probably never take off. And be honest with you, motherfuckers don't want shit on their face. The average Joe don't want that on their goddamn face. You know what I mean? And I like the whole AR. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. What I was looking forward to more than VR or AR is that with Microsoft, so their HoloLens that had shit all on the wall. Like I thought that was the dopest shit ever. Like I was, imagine me here playing, Gears of War, my man cave, and I got this shit all on my wall. Like I thought that was, I thought that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but not it was the HoloLens. Was it HoloLens? What that shit on the wall? Or what was that shit called?
Yeah, it was like the projection on the.
That was the room scale stuff.
I don't know. But I thought that was dope. But what I'm saying, back at the grand scheme of things, Kratos. Now I'm not saying you didn't have any titles that may have stuck out, and we can straight into the topic that I want to talk about. Is that my issue with this generation that we had a lot of cross-gen development. What I mean by that is normally when a console generation came out, I'll give you an example. So when the Super Nintendo came out, that halted or ceased production for them making games for the NES. And when they went from the Sega Master System to the Sega Genesis, that was it for the Sega Master. And when they went from the Genesis to the Saturn or whatever, well, I'm not gonna count the 32X no more. Before then, that was it for the Genesis. They went from the Saturn to the Dreamcast. That was it for the Saturn. This generation, we didn't get that. You gotta realize, first 2.5 to 3 years in, outside of sports titles, which you're gonna get, you look at Forza Horizon 2, that was on the 360 and the Xbox One. You look at Tomb Raider, that was on the 360. Should look at Titanfall, that was on the 360. You look at games like Little Big Planet 3 or Persona 5. We didn't get that in previous generations, you know what I mean? And again, I've also said, I said that's not going anywhere. Because right now, Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, detailed in Elite Cross-Gen. It's a cross-gen title releasing in 2020.
Yeah.
I did a video about it wasn't even about Assassin's Creed. It was about Watch Dogs 3 coming out. That also being a launch cross-gen title. I forgot what I did a video a while ago. But like, how do you feel about that? Because again, so that's the reason why I say the generation, while both, I'm not saying, but this overall, Microsoft and Sony starting off slow. Because why? There's not a need for me to buy the next Xbox or the next PlayStation if I can still get Titanfall here on my 360. It looks fine to me. We can say, look, you have videos on YouTube and or whatever, and make it a little better, but you can't really tell that thing's in front of your house. So you really don't know what you're missing till you get it in your house. Like, oh, damn, it looks a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So even the adaptation for going to the PlayStation 5 and to the PlayStation 4 is going to be slower because, again, I understand you're going to have their exclusives, which is cool. But, I just go back and forth with Porter Record, but they're still not going to be as big as the multiplats. You know what I mean? And again, you got to damn, I could still get Assassin's Creed on the PlayStation 4. I can still get Call of Duty on the PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? And I don't, the developers are not going to cut that life or revenue. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're both of these consoles are x86. One, you know what I mean? Like how do you feel about that? Do you think that they should, again, cut the line to the total rope, or you're fine with the cross-gen development?
No, listen. whether we like it or not, cross-gen development it's not going anywhere, especially after guys have spent whole generation screaming and complaining and celebrating old Xbox 360 games on their Xbox One. There are people this generation, the majority of Xbox owners have played more Xbox 360 games this generation than they did Xbox One games, and that's just the facts. That's not.
Where you get that stuff from, man? Come on, that bullshit.
Listen, when you got Call of Duty Black Ops from 360 generation hitting fucking MPD again. Come on.
Hey, Lethals. Knock this dude out of his Pumas, man.
No, hey, this is all I'm saying.
Hey,
all I'm saying is
your integrity, but where you get the numbers from?
Listen, this is what I'm saying.
Oh,
right?
shit. Sure,
anytime you got a previous generation game hitting MPD again, I'm just saying something is wrong.
Weren't you guys praising the auto remaster that the PS5 will do?
Lord. Sir,
you better play the tapes because I don't remember saying that, sir. I'm sorry, sir. You don't have enough time to find the tape, so I did not say that, sir.
Hey, J-Dub sneaks away again, bro. I tell you, this is a slippery dude, man.
But hold on. Speaking of what you said,
remastered.
whole thing, it's going to happen no matter what. Cross-progressional and cross-gen titles is an inevitability because they don't want to cut off the PS4. That's 100 million sold over there. That's a lot of goddamn money. Maybe 120 million sold by the end of it. Who knows? But what I will say is that's why they're going to make the PS5 backwards compatible because they're going to make it seem like an upgrade rather than moving on to the new generation. While the exclusives and stuff will be PS5 only, like the new God of War. You got to buy a PS5 for that, right?
Here's the thing. I'm not to cut you off, Dev. I won't even be so sure of that. Because Sony did Sony did it start a generation. Like I just said, Little Big Planet 3. That was on PS3 and PS4.
Yeah. But like God of War doesn't come out at the very start of the generation.
But also too though, I won't be surprised if it's there or year 2 because they already have the assets in place. Like they build it from scratch again.
That's true.
I think Sony's gonna try to give you an incentive to upgrade because they do want you probably on the PS5.
You know what I think the incentive is going to be at the end of the day? Native 4K 60. That I think that's going to be the incentive.
The power will be the incentive, and maybe exclusive on top of that. But that's why they're making it backwards compatible and doing the auto remasters and stuff like that because they want to get the PS5 to be upgraded, to be modern, to have the most power right now.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to convince people to leave behind the $1,000 worth of stuff. That's why companies were so scared of the 360 to the PS4, right? Because they didn't think people were going to leave behind the shit like they did, but they did. In this case, you're not even leaving behind anything, Z. What you're telling me is I can trade in my PS4, give like $150 maybe if I have the Pro, maybe $200, and I get to upgrade my unit. That's a huge win. Like people can take their shit they have now and play it even better.
Can I say this?
Keep in mind, these new systems, the Xbox 2 and the PS5, are going to be far more powerful than the Pro and the X, than the previous generation. Mark Cerny already said that. He said this is not just a mere upgrade. This is a next generation thing.
Another refresh.
It's not a refresh. This is a new generation. Sony's has been saying that this whole generation. They still believe in generations, whereas Microsoft don't. Microsoft's like, hey, shit, you play wherever you want to play, how you want to play. It's up to you. No harm, no foul, no push. But Sony's like, look, no, we still want a PlayStation 5. It's going to be, the next generation of stuff. It's not just a mere, bump in specs or upgrade. It's, it is what it is. And I'm still adamant about the X and the Pro only being there because that's when the new technology came out, which was 4K. And we all know that, think about it, Sony sells TVs. They sell 4K Blu-ray player. Their job is to get in that ecosystem for you to buy their products, but they need something to show it off with. And that's how they ended up with the Pro.
How about this? How about all this time?
Why do you think Mark Cerny came out, talked about the specs, and brought up 8K? Guess what? I get my 8K TV early next week.
Because he did this all for you, Jay, huh? He did it all for you.
Hey, me and Mark Cerny, we talked a little bit, and that's how we do it.
Yeah, shit. But hold on, I got a question here from the chat. Well, not a question, but more of a statement, and I asked you the panel a question. He says you will never see, and I kind of agree with this, a jump from like the PS2 to the PS3. That was insane. But I'll raise you this. Well, I have the Xbox One X, so does Kratos, or at least did, and the PS4 Pro and stuff. Maybe I won't see quite a big of a jump when I go to the PS5 and Xbox, whatever the fuck it's called. But let's take someone like Porter Rock, right? Mm-hmm. He has the base PS4, the goddamn 2013
OG.
Yeah. Dang.
And if he goes from there to a PS5, and let's say he gets one of those cheap TCL TVs or whatever that's like 4K, do you think he would notice that type of jump or no?
Oh yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah.
But here's the thing,
do you think
though,
going from the base console to the PS5 is going to be a huge jump like the PS2 to the PS3 or not really?
But yeah, I mean,
listen, I think it's going to be a huge leap.
I don't
but
think that much.
This is why it's not going to be such a huge leap for others, because others have PCs. They've already been playing in 4K HDR with fucking 120, 200 frames.
I don't think it's a huge jump from the X on.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think it is. I think it is.
We talking about as far as specs on people. I mean, you say
it's up to the games to show you how big that leap is. So you got to have the exclusives, because the multiplats are just going to be 4K 60. On the regular systems, is going to be the 4K 30. We know that.
Here's the thing, though, right? The reason why we won't ever get that leap again. I understand games are going to be pretty and shining, but you got to realize what we went from standard 480i, 480p with the PS2 to now we in to HD. So that right there was the leap itself. The fact that it's going from standard to HD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that, Z, and I agree with you. Have we seen Red Dead running on the Xbox One S?
Yeah, I'm just
goddamn bored.
It's a difference, but it's not. You're not missing out. You're not missing out. Yeah, you don't feel like you're robbed if you play it on a 1080p.
But see, people like
the skeleton is so good.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine if you play Red Dead on the Xbox One S and then you jump to a PS5.
I get your point, Nethos, but people like Porter Rock, they don't care about graphics. Like, there was a lot of people that didn't upgrade to the PS4 and the Xbox One till the 4th year in. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Personally, I didn't care about graphics at first until they made, because I was a big Destiny player, and they forced me to go to the new generation in order to keep getting the upgrades for Destiny. Mm-hmm. So don't think that they're automatically going to see that jump like, oh, I got to hop on it. A lot of people, if you're like a Porter Rock and your ass stuck to the PlayStation 4 base by now, you have to get pistol whipped to the face in order to go to the next one, man. No,
that's why they're going to do that backwards compatibility upgrade shit. Yeah. He trades in his old PS4, gets some credit towards the PS5, and gets.
They always do that though. You trade that's not no Sony themselves.
Yeah, but the type of games are different. Like Moss or whatever plays the Division 2, right? Z, he's going to play that from years to come.
No, but I mean, up to my far, you said they get some type of trading program. Only people that no. Microsoft and Sony are not doing that, but you can take it to the GameStop. As always, he doesn't change there. Or
exactly.
Yeah, but for what I'm saying, like even like what I'm like the jump from us going just overall us being gamers, right? Going from standard to high definition. I don't think we're going to ever, unless maybe 8K may do it for us. Maybe a big step over. Oh shit, saying something in 8K. I think we probably like 2 generations. I don't know, maybe a generation. No, definitely not next generation.
I think this is going to be the biggest difference. I'm going to tell you, right? I think with technology like ray tracing, I think with the no load time in games, I think we're going to see better benefits that way than we are with this big, huge, dynamic leap. Because at the end of the day, next generation will finally be at that level where you got they can develop for PC and platforms all one and the same and not have to worry about compromising largely. And that's why I think it really, we've always said, hey, look, I've spent $1,200 on a video card. If a developer would just make an exclusive for this video card, I bet this shit will look amazing, photorealistic. But now we finally get to the point where, the majority, eventually once they get to that point, the developers can do that without having to worry about dealing with the fucking OG Xbox One.
This generation has felt like a drag.
Oh yeah, it absolutely did, LP. But I agree with you, Kratos. We're getting benefits for loading times and stuff. I'm glad Sony's doing that shit. Whole Microsoft steps their shit up. But things like resolution, like the 8K, well, it's gonna be upscaling with the PS5 and the Xbox, whatever. Yes. 8K is too goddamn much because let's be honest, 4K is not easy to fucking do right now.
Well,
like 4K on PC isn't the easiest thing to do. These next gen consoles should do 4K pretty well, but I don't think they can jump to 8K.
The majority, here's the thing. the majority of gamers next generation that buy the Xbox 2 and the PS5, they will in fact have HD TVs because they still have HD TVs now.
Yeah.
So it's not the majority of the people have 4K TVs now. So I totally agree with that. But you know what? The option is there. And that's why they give you features like boost mode and a lot of the other stuff to help you for 1080p gamers. But eventually they get to a point where they're not going to be making 1080p TVs anymore.
Yeah. I got a question.
No.
Do you think the Xbox 2 and the PS5, do you think they're going to be so powerful there won't be any refreshes?
Yes.
That's the right question too.
Yeah. Based on the specs that we have, right? Based on the specs we have, they should be powerful enough to last 6-7 years. Now, the only reason we got the Pro, and I keep saying it again, the Pro and the X, was because 4K was emerging. 4K had basically become the standard going forward. So they needed something to extend the generation because last generation lasted for 9 years.
Yeah.
That was the longest generation.
But the PS4 and Xbox One were outdated tech even when they came out.
Yeah. They were.
Like that was some mobile shit. Nah, that wasn't the answer.
Yeah, that's CPU.
I agree.
And here's the thing too, where it might not be utilized. You might not need a mid-gen refresh. I think we've been looking at the power narrative. This is something I've been thinking about. We probably was looking at the power narrative all wrong. I think we were looking at it as in whoever was the most powerful got all the shine. But I think what it was is that whoever wasn't the most powerful got ridiculed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where that whole 720p thing made it seem like that it was poop scoop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These new consoles are going to be so powerful and so close together to where you really are not going to have an edge to argue for something more powerful.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. The argument stopped.
And plus, think about it. The majority of gamers right now are playing fucking Fortnite and in those free-to-play games like that, right? So I don't think that there's going to be this big, massive, oh man, we really need more power because at the same point, we are running to that limit even with PC gaming because the architecture of the chips. Chips now are 7 nanometers, right? Moore's law is coming to an end. They need to find a solution for that.
Yeah.
After 7 nanometer, they got 4 nanometer, and that's pretty much it. They're gonna have to find a different type of silicon, a different type of alloy or something to use for these chips.
And that's a whole other sock they would have to order.
I'm just saying we are literally running.
I see what you're saying.
Places to go when it comes to gaming. So even as a gamer,
right,
they need to start looking in other areas. We always complain every generation, we want photorealistic, but then we turn around and focus on resolution, we focus on frames. Well, how about focusing on the lighting and making this image look more taking forget about the resolution, forget about the frames, but focus on making that game more eye pleasing. Okay. And this is why Sony's games have tend to thrive this generation because they didn't have the frames, they didn't necessarily have the resolution, but they had that graphical fidelity that made you say, "Oh shit!" It was pleasing to the eyes.
Well, I got a question for you. A tech got 8K. The Ruham said, "Do you guys think that 5K, 6K, and 7K should sound crazy? But you're saying if 8K upscaling is the thing, food for thought."
No, those are not standard resolutions.
Yeah, I ain't
so
never.
Have to worry about that.
Wuhan, put that bottle down. I ain't never heard of.
Exactly. Yo, he spent. Hey, big up to Wuhan for 1,000.
Yeah, he said, what about 9K?
Liquor store, man.
Yeah, he versus. Yeah, what about 9K? Bust me for thought. And the white man keeping us down. God damn.
35K the death kit.
No, they quadruple the resolution. It always goes in quadruple. That's why 2K is 1440p. It's twice. Yeah.
Well, here's another thing, Kratos. What you think about this? Because this is in the realm of your knowledge base. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't think it matters how powerful these consoles are because you got to have the devs that want to develop for it. And then the way these dev kits are, they don't make it easier for you to add all this fidelity. That's more people you got to hire. That, you know what I'm saying? That's more effort you got to put in. So
that's true, Moss. But at the end of the day, guess what? Those developers have to develop to sell that game because if that game don't sell, they're out of a job. And
I can see Sony doing that, because Sony is willing to. But I don't know.
Let me interject here.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah,
Phil's toenails.
It's your boy. You know, you get ready. The chat get ready. I'm trying to see. Post up in the chat. I know they ready. I know
Post up
they
dressed
ready.
up as a frog.
Oh man!
Hey, y'all see my logo today?
You don't want to start off shooting no shots like that, Niece. I am ready today, and I got the time, player. I got the time. See what's up, my brother. How you feeling today? I just have to ask, King.
Anything smoke copacetic?
What's up? What's up?
That's good. I think if you look at what they did with the PS4 Pro and even with the X, developer Microsoft and Sony, they go to these developers and say, "Hey, what do you need in terms of specs? What what are you trying to accomplish?" That's why if you look at what they did with the X when they made that USB connection to make it faster to get builds from PC over to the dev kits. I think things like that matter to make it more easier on the developers to quickly move their data from the PC to the dev kit, test, move back, so they can kind of figure things out. In terms of graphics and things like that, I think I do agree with Kratos. It's gonna have to come down to things like physics, HDR, the little nuances that our eyes pick up that we don't never really pay attention to when it comes to next gen. I think the graphics are gonna be there, but in order for us to wow us, I think we're probably going to have to wait probably another gen because the technology is going to have to do twice the jump here in order for us to be impressive graphically wise, because we've seen some great games this gen. So I do think like global illumination, I do think ray tracing, and all those different type of things will have to step up and start using in order for us to kind of play with the eyes a bit.
Let me pay the bills right quick. Shout out to my brother, the Brew Hencher. Oh shit, about to go left.
Here we go.
Post
Come
up
on.
is here. My man, Merlin. Fit posters just got off work selling earth painted frisbees on the corner.
Okay.
Damn, it's starting already.
Already.
Okay, but man, I don't know. Like I said, it says Z-Bag, they eat some spicy cabbage. That's what I met post. And niggas say, refer to my
You know what, Z? You tell that story one more time.
But anyway, as I was saying, before I switch topics, but anyway, like overall, the answer to the next question or whatever. Who downstairs? Somebody downstairs? Hold on. Somebody downstairs?
It's your Chinese food, nigga.
Chanel. You left the window open.
Acting like he don't know.
Huh?
She bringing you that mayo sandwich. You know what she bringing.
So anyway, as I was saying, overall,
That mayo and cauliflower.
I don't think the leap is going to be that big from, from this generation to as far as what we see. Because we're gonna used to saying it, not the same old shit thing we got, like I said, from last generation, the previous generation. We're going from standard definition, 480i, 480p to whether it was 720p, 1080i, or 1080p. So we got that. Now, what I say was new for this generation was HDR. I like gaming in HDR. It gives it that extra, to me, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. But moving right along, we have a new thing with Call of Duty. Now, if you got the articles back, you back. I told you that's what makes some pizza. You back from the pizza thing now?
Oh shit! He done let the oven's on fire. And like we said, we don't know who's worth him or post up, man.
Talk about boiling the noodles and noodles.
Okay, but you got a post most. Let me pull up the Call of Duty.
Got you, bro. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me get it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why you pulling that up. Next generation, right? It's not really gonna be about power, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because both of these systems are gonna be so much more powerful than the previous systems. We're not gonna. You're gonna have diminishing returns. And I'm gonna tell you, it's really gonna be about the games.
Why you disagree?
Because we say that every gen. We say that every gen.
Post up.
We say that every gen going into every gen. It's not going to be about the power. It's just going to be about the game.
Listen.
And right now, you have Kratos
I'm willing
on Twitter champion a 13 teraflop GPU. Yes, he hop on the show telling y'all it's about the game. It's about the game. It's about the boy even posted an anonymous source saying, "Hey, the PlayStation 5 gonna be 25 to 30% faster than the Xbox 2, but it's about the games, right, Kratos?"
Hey, Post Up, you wasn't supposed to tell that.
Listen.
You wasn't supposed to tell that.
It's not about the
happens in the
game.
DM
Come on,
stage with the
we finna start. We finna go there.
Listen.
Hey, we finna go there.
Why is it?
They need to know where it came from. They need to know where it
I
came
want you
from.
to tell me why is the Nintendo Switch
Here we go.
outselling the world's most
Here we
powerful
go.
console if it's not about the power?
Because Nintendo Switch is
Because it's about the damn games.
international.
It's about the games. Just
Do you know
just say it. It's about the games.
Do you know how many lives the Nintendo brand has touched?
Okay.
It's similar to
listen.
Look.
Why is PlayStation outselling the Xbox One? Don't go back to 2013. We in 2019 right now. So tell me that. In this day and age, at this time, with
we
the world
know why the PlayStation. Let me tell you something, brother.
PlayStation?
Come on now, brother. Let's not do this.
It's about the game.
Before you answer that, read the bill, I got a bill for you. Before you answer that question,
Okay, here y'all go with these bills. Which bills I want? Chris up here.
Yeah.
Chris, off topic, but Post. You heard about that new continent found around Australia? Apparently, it's submerged underwater. Laugh out loud.
I heard about that, but
I ain't heard about that either. I ain't. You know what I'm saying? And then shout out to Frog's Dream. He said, "I feel the next gen needs to focus on new improvements in game engines because games like the new Elder Scroll will be delayed engine wise." Yeah, a lot of. That's another thing too. You got to understand that even in this generation, a lot of the engines were still DX9, DX10, DX11 based. A lot of them wasn't fully DX12 or fully Vulcan and stuff like that. So they were still using old features. And that's why when DX12 came out, a lot of the fanboys were saying, "Hey, it's for to do this and do that." But those updates and stuff didn't materialize because engine wise, we never really had an engine fully built for DX12 from the ground up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but in terms of what Kratos was talking about, you know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be about power. You know, the fanboys like discussing it. I don't care. Even look at this gen, 1.3 to 1.8. They made a fit over 720 versus 1080p. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be there. And starting this is soon these specs come out, I guarantee you, ain't nobody gonna be talking about no games. Whoever become the most powerful, whether it's the Xbox or the Sony, them fans gonna go crazy, and ain't nobody gonna be talking about no game. It's gonna be
Hey Dubs. Post Up said he's questioning your education. He said you went to school with D. I wouldn't take that shit, bro.
Hey, all I'm saying is
Elijah.
All I'm saying is, listen, starting this generation here, starting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, let's give the Xbox 2 all the power it needs more than the PS5.
No, we don't know.
Will it really matter? It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the PS5 is still going to sell more. It's still going to have better looking games. I'm just saying.
Come on now, we sit here all the time. You sit up here and buy 2080 Ti's because you want to play your games with the best performance. You buy 2 graphics chips. You upgrade your RAM because you want to play. Hold on.
I'm trying to be like
yeah, but hold on. Kratos is not the majority. You just proved that by buying 2080 Ti's. Look at the Porter Rocks. They don't care about power. Look at Porter Rocks. Look at the cash.
Look,
just more casuals than us.
Pro and X outselling the slim models? No.
Look, you cannot compare Kratos to Porter Rocks.
Yes,
you cannot compare Kratos to Porter Rocks. No, you're not. Because in terms of their perception, even see, we talk about this. Y'all cannot keep flip flopping. Y'all cannot keep saying
the casual doesn't care about power like that.
Post up just refused to admit Xbox don't have no games.
No, y'all cannot keep saying I want a system that gonna play the games the best, that give me the best frames
but that's
and
a
everything.
Hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
Look, you can't keep saying that, but then turn around and say power don't matter.
The casuals don't care about none of what we're talking about.
Power does not matter for the outcome for the majority. It really doesn't, because the majority only have 1080p TVs.
You're talking. Okay, hold on. You're talking about a mid-gen refresh where the race was already over pretty much. I guarantee you, if you put the Xbox One X at the beginning of this generation against that 1.8 PlayStation,
Yeah, but what
that
the X
X
cost $700?
I get at $499. Hold on.
It would have cost $700.
I guarantee you, if you put that Xbox One X at the beginning of the
it would have cost $700.
It would have been more money.
Let me say it. Let me just say this. I'm just saying, if you get it at
$400 versus $700, that's a lost battle. Look at the 360.
If you get the X at the beginning of this generation at $499 versus that 1.8, I guarantee you people going for that X.
The Xbox One X would lose.
I guarantee you they going for that X, and I guarantee you it outsell it too.
Nobody
gonna PS4 would destroy the X.
Because you know what? You know why?
It is now.
Guess why the people went for the PS4? One of the main reasons. Because it was stronger. It played the multi-platform games better.
Plus, it was cheaper.
Wait a minute.
It was cheaper.
Wait.
I know
that.
Who in their right mind?
It was $500.
Who in the hell in their right mind want to spend more for the weaker?
They spent $600 for the PS3, but the Xbox
and that shit did not sell.
They got outsold by the Wii.
Exactly.
Exactly. Did not sell until they dropped the price.
Exactly. You proved my point.
So the Xbox, so Microsoft turned around and did the same fucking thing that Sony did with the PS3, and that shit didn't sell.
No, they did do the same thing with the PS3 because in terms of
that shit was $500. Then they gonna use the Kinect plus all the other shit. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Sony was able to recoup the generation after 2 to 3 years by just delivering the games that people wanted to play, and they were able to catch up and win last generation.
I understand it now.
This generation,
I understand it now.
These games. It's all about the games. Everybody want to play Spider-Man. Everybody want to play God of War. And all
when you're winning, you can dictate the narrative. That's what I understand. When you're winning, you can dictate the narrative. Because now Sony is winning. Power doesn't matter. Power doesn't matter.
Hey, post up. What bills?
I got ready. So this is notes. You can't see this one. Shout out to my man with Miley J for the $2. He says, Z fam, listen fam, when Phil does nothing to move the needle at E3 and Post comes back talking about that, well, Phil Spencer said, oh, wait till E3 next gen, I'll pay you $15 to kick D and Post ass off the pass. I'm tired of these jokers. I'm tired real motherfucking hard not to break their motherfucking jaws. Damn.
Hey, Post up. You've been around longer than me. You've had way more consoles than me, and your gaming experience is probably better. But Post up, when has the most powerful console ever won a generation?
Thank you.
Post?
Oh,
yeah.
damn,
here we go.
He don't know. He don't know because it never have.
It never have.
Listen, the Wii
It never has.
beat the shit out of the last generation console.
Look, let me
like
tell
even
you
now, the PS4 is not the most powerful console. The X came out and it's still losing.
Exactly. And then
look, that battle was going to be.
Listen, the Switch dropped 2 years ago, and that shit is damn near finna pass up the Xbox One that's been on the market for 6 years. How can you justify that and still say you're?
Y'all don't understand the power of the. Y'all don't understand the power of the Nintendo Nights.
Well, let me ask you this: why did the Wii? Why didn't
y'all look?
Why didn't the Wii U sell?
You gonna let me talk? You ain't
fucking
y'all. I'm finna try to beat my legs in. Hold on, y'all ain't finna beat my legs in. It's not finna happen.
Hold on, the Wii U did happen. The Wii U did happen.
Exactly.
They tried.
Yeah, but man, I don't know.
It's about.
The Virtual Boy happened.
The 360 won the last generation, and it was more powerful than the PS3.
It wasn't the more powerful though.
Yes, it was.
The PS3 was more powerful on paper.
On paper, I'm talking about it wasn't more powerful. I don't want to hear what you're talking about. No, it wasn't.
It was more powerful.
It was more powerful. I think it MOT flopped.
No, it definitely was more powerful. They couldn't utilize the power, but it was technically more powerful.
Nope, it was more powerful too. It was more powerful too.
It was more powerful.
The cell processor
was more powerful than the PS3.
The console that came out a year later is not weaker.
Exactly.
Look,
The console
let me
costs
tell you,
Post, you said
let me tell you something.
Wait, Post, you said
The last tweet and messages we've been getting from Kratos hasn't been about one damn game. It has been about
if you can't show them
25 to 30%
they didn't
more
exist.
powerful, and it's been about 13 teraflops GPU. You cannot tell
Yeah, but that's Kratos being a
Kratos
troll.
right now that the no, you cannot tell his name about
I got a question.
But hold on, that is still a minority. Kratos buys 2080
hey, come on, Dad. Hey, no, come on.
2080.
or the
Get off his
majority.
back. Come on, get off his back. You're too close to his booty now. Get off his back.
Hey, wait, hold up. Let me pay the bills right quick. Hold on. Have you seen Maryland wins?
Yeah, Maroon win with 50 bits. Neethles, thank you, made a good point a while back. Digital libraries are going to play a large part in the next generation. Who wants to abandon all their games? And that's what I've been saying. These games aren't single-player driven games. These aren't PS2 games. These games have completely evolved. They play for years.
Well,
GTA 5. You played that shit for 8 years.
Well, that's now. Boy, we come from...
Yeah, people still play GTA 5.
Yeah, but also, I'm telling you, your time is over.
Oh, shit.
It's my time now. The games I play aren't the dumb shit you play, right?
Oh, shit.
I play GTA 5. I play Rainbow Six Siege.
Alien said the dojo open. Post, Alien said the dojo open. And the dojo open.
How you said that was
This nigga
funny?
say my time is over.
Your man short was like leprechauns. Hold on, man. But anyway, I got a question for you. I guess I wanted to talk about this goddamn Call of Duty. But you niggas are ranting about this next gen shit. But no, I got a question though. Hey, Post, are you saying that the 360 was more powerful than the PS3?
Yes, I am, player.
Oh, goddamn. Hey, hold on. Shout out to the chat. Please record this now, Z.
Wait,
chat. Why when he's wrong?
Hey, Post, the 360 was more powerful than the PS3?
Yes, it was, player. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, player. It was more powerful.
I'm putting a bounty on Post 10. Help me out.
It had more RAM. It was more powerful.
They were more powerful. That Gears could one on that PS3. That the PS3 had too many bottlenecks, and also the 360 had the a portion of the same CPU that the PS3 had. Come on now,
Come on now.
The
cell processors were far superior.
And the part of the cell processor was in the 360. Come on now,
I hate to admit it.
I hope y'all. Yeah, I'm glad we recorded this.
I hate to admit this, but it seems like Phil finally gave Post up the right talking points, man.
The PPC and the PlayStation, the PPC processor. The cell processor had the PPC. The cell processor had the PPC unit with the SPUs.
The PlayStation
the 360 had only the PPC unit, and it had the SPUs.
Yo, bro.
Y'all sit up here.
Xbox Kool-Aid.
You really think a $400 box is more powerful than a $500 to $600 box?
Yes, it was. The only thing, the reason why the 360 didn't really reach its full potential, and they learned from this, is because of the audio. They had realized with the 360, the developers had to use most of those 6 threads for the audio. That's why when they came out with the Xbox One, they created their own shape audio engine chip to handle the audio by itself. Come on now, you guys.
The hell he talking about audio? He's trying to say Xbox 360 audio had more teraflops.
AP is a shooter with the 50 bits before Kratos drops even more logic. Post up, put your fingers on your neck, and check your pulse, FN. I bought a 360 ASAP, then a 360 Elite for 120 hard drive. To be honest, I waited on purpose to get the Xbox One X because of the power. It was gonna have the more power. God damn it, it went away. Hold up, let me get that back. To get the Xbox One X because the power. It was gonna have it, and the fact is, in a good faith, that it would drop something otherworldly. Sea of Thieves, Sea of Piss don't count.
Hold on. Listen. Hey, Moss, check Moss. Hey, Neff, check the XBR DM. I just sent you. That's a donation, $2 donation. Read that, my man O'Malley J again.
Oh, I got it. Hold on.
There you go, Moss. Got it.
We're 5 years and 6 months into this generation. The last time Xbox introduced a AAA game was 2015. Please ask the panel this. How can Xbox win anything with 4 years straight of zero momentum and zero mind share? EU retailers don't even mess with Xbox brand anymore. Hey, yo, homie, you know how? Because they got good brothers like Post Up fighting that fight.
No.
Wait, hold up. Moss.
Okay, I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna let everybody else go.
I'll let you go here in a second, Post Up. But in that bill, he mentioned there wasn't a new IP or whatever since 2015. So there's no games. And they've been going and
right. Okay, so
explain that to me, Post.
Okay, so we know that
it don't matter.
No. Okay, so first off, I want to say this with Sea of Thieves. You gotta leave Sea of Thieves alone. Sea of Thieves, man, you gotta leave. It's no more of a shitty game with all the content they didn't put in.
How many hours you got, Post?
Come on, now, Nethers, you know how many hours I got. I told you that. I told you that. The same with State of Decay. All that shit is fixed. Y'all cannot keep talking about the games as if they first with the issues that they first came out when they are no longer there. Okay, so moving
like
on.
I'm no longer there, right?
So we're moving on. Okay, so we know the content has been missing, right? Everybody know that's the biggest elephant in the room. So how do you fix that, right?
Wait till E3.
No, how do you fix that?
5 years in a row. Wait till
how do you fix that? Well, if you feel you put yourself in a position where you take over the whole gaming portion of Microsoft.
Are you role playing as Phil?
Hold on. With Phil, you talk to the CEO. Hold on. And with Phil, you put yourself in a position to take over the whole gaming thing at Microsoft. Next thing you do, you holler at the CEO and say, look, we need a budget. We need budgets for this. I think this is. Hold on. Let me finish.
What do I care about?
Let me finish. Hold on. I'm gonna get to that. Look, we know it's been a down gen in terms of content. So what do? You prepare for next gen because you know this gen is already over. So what you do? You go out and you purchase studios.
A PlayStation
with content. You got to purchase studios to help you with content.
You go out and buy a fucking PlayStation. That's what you do.
You need to match the studios. You put yourself in a position where this doesn't happen.
To play Spider-Man.
No, you put yourself in a position where it don't happen next gen. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
You buy studios. I'm not sitting around no 5 damn years waiting no Phil Spencer.
Hey, bro.
I'm going to buy me a PlayStation.
Hey, hold on. Z, I put something in the XBRD. Might bring that on the screen.
Man,
while he's pulling that up, what you saying, Post? The secret sauce is to wait till E3 and get an IOU next year.
No, the secret sauce is
also, as you put up on the screen, I'm going to say pause.
This gen is over. It's no reason in terms of sales and things like that. It's no need to try.
I get that, but how do you sell a product and say support my product? I'm giving you something in the future. I'm making it.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Hold up. Everything's on the screen now. Post up. I see you role playing as Phil Spencer, so I gotta question you. Are you playing this game right here? Are you playing Dress Phil Spencer for E3 and take a selfie? I have to ask you, as a friend, as a Triple B brother, are you doing this, Post up?
Here we go.
It's over.
We need to get some help, Post.
Here we go.
Post, I see you role playing as Phil Spencer. Are you also dressing him up?
Okay. We sit on this panel all day.
Oh, they got the limbo shirt too. They had a limbo shirt.
Mixer shit.
Look,
you're the only one on Mixer.
We sit on this panel all day.
They got pajamas.
We haven't had no games. Hold on. We sit on this panel all day. Hold on. We sit on this panel all day and say for the last 5 years,
we haven't
had no games.
Xbox made this game.
But every show.
We're not even listening to you. This is beyond Z now.
My biscuit is burnt.
Hey, yo, this is a real game?
Hey, it's a real shit,
that's a real thing.
Microsoft made this?
No, fucking fan did. Like a post-up did.
Nigga said post-up made that shit.
I said like a post-up.
Oh, shit.
All right, hold on. I got Bill here.
It ain't like a post-up because I don't make shit like that.
Man, we know what you do in your free time. All right, basically saying that
I thought all the power was going to
my PS4 couldn't, and they let me down. So for that reason, I will wait a long while before the Xbox to be bought. Look, I feel as if Xbox is laughing at me for buying the Xbox One X. What am I supposed to do with this empty, dusty box?
Well, Everybody want to say it's an empty, dusty box. We get on this show every day, all day, talk about exclusives and all that. And then after the show, we hop right on
play
that
PlayStation.
motherfucker. We hop right on that. Hold on. We hop right on that X. We hop right on that X.
We be on
And no
PC.
matter, and hold on, and no matter how many games Z get on the Xbox and the PlayStation, the nigga play more on the X than he do on the PlayStation.
Anyway, on the PlayStation.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you this. Z got more hours and gears than any other game on PlayStation. Say up live.
Media
Stay up live.
The PlayStation fans.
Stay up live.
The Xbox community gave it to Phil Spencer. What happened?
No. What? Say up live.
I got a post on the audience. They contribute to my channel. You gonna do much like that post? You gonna do money like that?
We hop on Mortal Kombat. Look. We hopped on Mortal Kombat 11. Guess what we was on? DX.
Cause I got a freak out.
No. Cause you know it look better.
I don't care about that. The native and
yes you do. You tell us all the time. You know I'm a fuck nigga.
Listen, here's the thing, right? You can say it look better all day till you blue in the face. At the end of the day, look, 70% of the game.
Let me tell you something.
Look, 70% of Mortal Kombat was sold, was bought on the PlayStation.
Look, y'all can talk,
and 10% on the PC, and like 2% on there. So you Xbox dudes don't be buying no games.
Y'all can talk. Y'all can talk this all the time. Kratos get on here and talk all this PlayStation shit. Then he leave and have whining because won't nobody play on PC. What the fuck, nigga?
Chris the Ripper with the 100 bits. Goddamn, Post. Just expose your pig legs.
This nigga Kratos be on here. PlayStation. What the hell, PlayStation? What the PlayStation? The nigga get off. Hey, PC. Do anybody want to hop on the PC? I play for these 2028 guys. Don't nobody want to hop on the PC.
Hey, yo, look, I gotta read this shit, bro. It says E3 is on the horizon, and Xbox fans just can't wait to see what Phil Spencer's gonna wear. Hey, bro, look, come on, man. Hey,
whoever made that page is hilarious.
Dreams. MM2K and the Xbox fans made this.
Hey, that's sad, bro.
Yo, I don't know who made that. They bogus, though.
Stage builder. They're doing some weird shit over there with that.
They bogus, though. I'm just glad ain't no Xbox personnel retweeted that or anything.
They did.
That's how I found this shit.
Aaron Greenberg, Phil Spencer, all of them.
Lord, no, they got me out.
Hold up.
They got me out here looking bad now.
Maroon Wind. Xbox has a doll and cutout dress. The Philly 3. Phil dressing y'all in lipstick and putting you on back.
Wow, bro.
Hey, yo, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, the Xbox's dog should live with it, man.
You're gonna have your fun now, but all y'all gonna be taking L's pretty soon.
Wait till post up. You know how crazy you sound talking about wait till next gen? That's 2-3 more years from now.
No, that's not seriously. 2-3 more. That's
you
not
gotta sit there and twiddle your thumbs.
That's not 2-3 more.
Let me go.
You know you're lying. This gen is over. The end of 2019 going into 2020.
It was over 4 years ago.
Next gen I know why. That's so why we keep talking about this no content in the factory. Y'all know it's over.
All right, so what's going on?
Go ahead.
Yeah, let man go.
Listen, Post. Look. Listen, bro.
We Muslims, brothers. We don't do this. We Muslims, brothers. We don't do this.
I'm Hindu. No wonder.
Hear me out, bro.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother. We Muslims. We don't do this.
Bro. Yo, you know. But I'm tired, bro. I gotta pray for y'all, man. Do something for y'all. Can't do this anymore, man.
Oh man, what's going on, man? Talk to me, brother.
I'm chilling, man. You know, we gotta stop this. It's been 5 years, man. I'm just tired, bro.
Look, it's been 5 years.
Bend the knee.
The 5 years is past already.
has the perfect bill for this. AP the shooter with the 50 bits. I'm a soldier, Phil unit. I'm a soldier, Phil unit. This is what Post Up be rapping in the mirror before he come in the chat yelling and throwing shit.
Hey, yo, Nev white as hell. I'm a Phil soldier unit. It's going with G Unit Soldier.
Hey, Pete Shooter, if I ever see you in real life, I'm gonna throw a flip flop at your ass.
Hey, brother, they got a cutout Viva Pinata shirt, man. Come on, man.
Doing so much.
This is getting ridiculous.
Hey, I wanted to cover them about Call of Duty, but I guess I'll save it for another goddamn day. But just over synapses about Call of Duty.
My bad. I just hopped on and I took the show left. You know,
we needed that.
Yeah, Activision Call of Duty 2019 will bring game-changing experiences. Interesting. While Activision is mysteriously still silent about this year's Call of Duty, persistent rumors have pointed out that the next chapter in the Modern Warfare saga, just last month, America athletes were given access to test the game out in private event, blah, blah, blah. And yesterday's earning call, Activision still didn't refer to this year's Call of Duty using its official title, rather using the terms Call of Duty 19 or Call of Duty game when addressing it to financial analysts. And talking about the game, Activision exec Colester Johnson didn't give any specific details, but mentioned that Call of Duty 2019 will have game-changing experiences to its fans, which is a big claim to say.
What do we mean?
They're gonna have to do something
more to maintain the breadth of our Call of Duty player base beyond the launch quarters, and the Call of Duty team is hard at work for this fall's big content release.
Hey, listen, you can stop right there. You can stop right there. So basically, are you saying that Call of Duty is feeling the heat from the what's that goddamn
Fortnite? Yeah.
And what's the other game?
Yeah.
Apex.
But I mean, like, look at this specific quote right here. We expect that both the launch and post-launch content will bring game-changing experiences to our fans. I'm thinking, do you think Call of Duty might go a free DLC route to keep the game alive longer?
No.
Really?
No.
They're gonna have to
They'll never do that, bro.
You know what? All these companies gonna have to do something.
Let me tell you something, bro.
But what game does premium DLC for multiplayer now?
Hey, listen, let me tell you something, right? But
what game?
Call of Duty still has a Doritos, Mountain Dew drinking motherfuckers still got this shit, man.
I get that.
Listen.
But Z, what game does premium DLC now?
I'm just saying, they ain't Call of Duty.
Name me one.
Call of Duty.
Besides Call of Duty, exactly.
And listen, and the game is still selling through the roof, right?
Yeah, but it's not the number one game anymore. Fortnite kicks its ass.
Because it's free.
Exactly.
But again, are they really kicking their ass?
You still got to bash shit. You still got to bash shit in Fortnite.
Yeah,
that's how they're making all their money and shit.
I mean, but I'm just saying.
Well, I'm not saying they're going to make Call of Duty go free to play, but the DLC, that may end up being free.
I doubt they have a free version.
I doubt that very seriously.
Now with Activision, they about their money, bro. Ain't nothing free coming out of it.
They win $1 billion every year from that goddamn game. $1 billion easy every goddamn year. Easy. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah, they want to bid out. If they hit it 99.99, they firing everybody because they expectations up. I'm telling you, even though they look, man. But I want something different from everybody. Microsoft, Sony, like this, just different games. Seems like everybody's doing the same thing. It's like
Fortnite's fault.
It's just everybody just following the same trend. I want a Crimson Skies type game. Where the mech assaults?
Yeah, they don't take no risk no more, man.
We don't even get airplane fighter games no more. Like I know back in the PS3 era, they had what's that game?
Vince is in the risk, Moss.
Warhawk
with the original goddamn assets.
With the original assets, bro. Yeah, that was the risk because Phil ended up on the back of a milk carton after that one.
We need just more variety from game development. Period.
Risk. I mean, that's what business is. Risk.
One thing come out and be successful, then everybody make their own interpretations of it. It's been like that the whole gen.
Just like the movies, so many remakes, reboots, you know?
Yeah,
LP knows all about that, but Chris Ripper handed me an L. Man, Nets don't know what he talking about. His ass was just screaming, Apex will kill Fortnite. How did that work out? Hey, you know what? Fortnite's still dog shit. Fuck
what my Asian dude that was in the chat last week that was saying, hey, Kratos be making up a lot of shit and don't nobody be saying nothing.
We called him out today, though.
He was the realest in the chat last show. He was the realest in the chat.
Hey, that AK TV that Kratos just bought, he just had him put in there and shipped off. So.
But to be honest, I can't wait to E3. You know, like Z keeps saying, we don't want Sony to be the only game company, right? You know, We need all these companies to do well.
But that's up to Microsoft to decide that, right? The gamers have already decided, right? I mean, you got to look at it like this way. We want there to be competition, but there is no sense of a company just being around just to be around for just your sake to say they're around. We want these motherfuckers to compete, and right now they are not competing in any fashion.
No, and
so
you can tell
if Google can come in and take over their spot, then let that be that.
It's one-sided right now. And it feel like it because the other side is putting out, quality content, and then it's like over on this side, it's like, we are saying wait till E3. Like, I'm an Xbox fan, but I'm not the one that's blind to the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There has been a lack of content this gen. It has been a lot of missteps this gen. Look at what they did with the Xbox head with that price point. They have made a lot of wrong decisions this gen. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they make it up. But I do want to say this in terms of E3. This E3 will set expectations going into the next gen. Yep. So it has to be big. If they don't put everything on the table here, then it will
come out swinging.
Yeah.
Why didn't last generation? I mean, why didn't last E3? Why that one didn't count? Why didn't the one before that one count? Why do we keep saying the same thing?
No,
right?
because
I remember. I remember last E3.
Wait until the next generation.
Putting it all on the line. Putting it all on the line. They got to do this, or I'm gonna do this. They got to do this, or I'm gonna do this, and we just keep kicking the can down the road.
Well, we didn't jump on y'all back when y'all did it to Sony.
Pretty much.
Y'all did it to
Sony generation. Games, Post. That's the difference.
Where you think greatness awaits come from? When the Sony fans at one particular time kept saying, "Wait to E3," y'all act like y'all never been there.
The roles that greatness came.
But look though, but don't act like you wasn't in that position though, player. Don't act like you wasn't in that position though.
They knew about Uncharted. They knew about all that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, but in the beginning of this generation, you had Knack.
Listen, we don't know. We don't. Besides
at the beginning of this generation,
what the hell's coming for Xbox?
At the beginning of this generation,
what game is dropping next year?
Your company came and said our lineup is sparse. They put more indie titles on. Hold on, no.
Right. What games are you anticipating coming for Xbox next year? What games are you anticipating?
Don't you dare talk down to Phil Spencer like that.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me, what games are
at the beginning of this generation, because see, he trying to overtalk me because he don't want this work. Let me tell you something. At the beginning of this generation, Sony said their lineup was sparse and their fan base went along with it. But Microsoft basically lineup is sparse, and look what they're doing. They went along with it, right? They put more indie titles on stage than AAA titles to cover up the sparseness. But then they didn't say nothing. They weren't clowning their system like they clowned Microsoft now. Come on, now don't act like you was in that position.
A few years ago,
don't act like you position. Hold on.
Remember what I'm saying, right?
Remember where you came from, player. Don't get rich and then forget the hood, player. Remember where you came from.
Playing knick-knack paddywhack.
Like remember where you out in the mansion and you don't even. Come on, man. You out in a mansion and you don't even know what the corner store like. No more.
Very Barnes.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you
what man Kratos do. What's up, player? Talk about it.
What games, right? Okay, we've been waiting for 6 years. You can't tell me what games you're anticipating for Microsoft to drop next year, because guess what? You don't even know.
Well, you know what?
We don't know what games coming next year.
Well, we do know what games coming next year. We know we're going to get a title from Ninja Theory. We know we're getting a new title from Ninja Theory.
How do you know that's coming next year? How do you know that's coming next year?
It's going to get announced at E3. It's going to get announced at E3.
So we hoping off of these rumors, right?
No. Hold on. These are not rumors. These are rumors. These came from the horse's mouth. Because at one point you all said, hey, they just brought them studios. The new studios ain't gonna be able to pull out no games until 2025. Then Phil come out. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Then Phil come out and say, hold on. And then Phil come out and say, hey,
they should be able to drop them shit.
Hold on. Then Phil come out and say, hey, the new studios that we gonna pick up gonna have something to show at E3, and ain't nobody talking about that. Remember when we was on the show, y'all talking about 2025 and 2026, 2030. Come on now, come on now, come on now.
What studios though?
He got wrongs in him, but he ain't going down.
Hey, no, we finna talk. They ain't finna beat my legs, and I'll fight back, player. I'll fight back. Yeah, I'm finna catch my legs.
You've been waiting for.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah, you've been waiting for 6 years, and you're still talking about, well, give them one more, and then guess what? E3 is gonna come, and you're gonna say,
well, you know why, Kratos? Because y'all gave Sony one more, but then y'all gave Sony plenty more, but then y'all want to jump on us because we want to do the same for Microsoft. Hypocritical. You don't know. You forget what the bodega.
3 years. Listen,
but you forget what the bodega looks like. When the last time you been to the bodega, player? You forget what the bodega looks like, player.
Listen. For the last 3 years, for the last 3 years, Sony has had a game of the year.
Let me pay the bill.
Game of the year contender.
Hey, hold on. We got a bill. We got a bill for Kratos.
No. I sent one to you inside the
Yeah, Moss. You see that one? There you go.
Yeah, you want me? I got it. Okay. All right, Kratos. Uh-oh.
No. There's one inside the XBR chat.
Yeah. That's the Kratos one.
I got it. Hold on. I had it. Okay, there it goes.
And,
It says, Jay, I got a message from the community. We heard you say you gave Crap Gamer a contract. That's not how it works, player. We as a community give out contracts, and nobody in the PlayStation community wants that fraud over here. I should punch you in the goddamn throat.
Kratos, they questioning your authority. They questioning your authority, Kratos.
Let me address.
I'm out of that.
Listen, let me address the community, the PlayStation Nation. Let me address this. Only ye has the power, and only ye has the power to pick up that phone,
talk about it,
Yoshida,
pop them Yoshida pills,
and get the
pop them Yoshida pills.
Hey,
yo,
Kratos.
Chris, y'all got Chris the Ripper?
Do we get Chris the Ripper? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
Your ass on.
No, I got that one. I took my hand.
Hey, Kratos, that was a bold statement, bro. And if you need somebody to back you up, you know who to find. Somebody else.
I got
somebody else.
He in the chat now. Text Sama. That's my man. That's the one that say,
No.
A lot of shit.
Go ahead so I can finish addressing the PlayStation Nation. I talked to Yoshida. He told me, he said, look.
I don't have a problem with that.
He said, listen, we got Z, right? We got Z,
right?
We got Post Up. We got Showstopper, aka Show Pony.
Well,
we listen.
Show ain't no pony.
Christopher put the 100 bits, and he's agreeing with Kratos. We need Crap as a part of the PlayStation Nation. That FN will damage control anything. Laughing my ass off.
Hey, look.
Listen, Crap Gamer was a strategic decision for me to give him that contract, right?
The draft.
Now,
bro, he will damn Xbox a whole gen.
Listen, the PlayStation Nation has cleansed him of all his sins. He's bowed to Kratos, and I gave him the contract. And if you go check out his videos right now,
I got
it. PS5 is winning, baby.
I know something wrong with them Yoshida pills. I know something wrong with them Yoshida pills. I know something wrong with them Yoshida pills. That's why I take them.
Remember, this is the same guy
that was a huge signing. Get your ass about it in.
He was the same one.
Crap Gamer.
Hey, listen, Z,
you ought to have draft night in this.
Listen, when I signed Z,
2019 draft consoles.
That turned the whole game around. That changed the whole landscape. The Xbox community was in uproar. Phil Spencer had to fly to Japan to try to get some damn indies.
Yes.
Shit got done when I signed Z. When I signed Crap, when I signed Crap, that was the rest in peace sign. Later baby to bed. The end of that was the scope.
Crap sign for the veteran minimum.
Exactly. Hey, listen, when Z signed, he got a custom chair and a PlayStation 4 Pro. When Craps signed, he got an autographed copy of Days Gone.
No, Lord, do that away.
Hey, bro, they said when you signed Crap, that was like getting that little box off of Hellraiser. We did up a 72 things going popped out.
Hey, y'all, he's PlayStation Nation now. We're gonna have to go ahead and ride it out.
Hold up.
It's over.
We got drunk ass Von Lamont in the chat. He said,
Von Lamont.
I gotta.
Von Lamont with 100 bits. Hold on, Kratos. Got his trophies hidden, and Alex plays no games. Pull up their profile.
Oh, damn.
Shit. We're having technical difficulties. We can't pull anything up.
I got
technical difficulties.
I got the pictures.
Wait. Okay.
No, technical difficulties.
Crap got his stuff. Got his stuff hidden. Hello?
Oh, yeah.
No, they're saying you got your shit hidden.
Hey, y'all know my shit. My shit is J-Dub City. Go check it out anytime you want.
But all right, but listen, man.
You gonna see dreams?
We hopping? I come upstairs.
Open up the dojo. Let's go.
I can't bring her.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, we finna play on that X.
Nah, we're back to that PC.
I'm playing Days Gone. I don't know about y'all.
You see, me and Z got free codes. That's why we were on X.
Days wrong, broke back nothing.
I know.
Post up. Ain't nobody want to play Sea of Thieves with you, brother.
Hey, I ain't boot up Days.
I
ain't boot up Days.
Xbox Juice.
Look, I'm protected. Look, I am very appreciative of my pro, and I want to keep it running. That's the only reason why I ain't boot up Days.
Hey, ain't gonna tell y'all, right? Since Post up want to be releasing stuff from the DMs. I'm
I didn't believe.
When he
You told him that. You told him that.
This mother.
You told him that.
He talking about.
I said a tweet.
Post up talking about. We too close to PS5 dropping for me to start bullshitting now. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep my my pony troll on. That's what he said.
Hold on. Von Lamont with the 100 bits. Pull up those photos because y'all was on D and post about gaming.
Oh man!
Hold on. Z's knee fell asleep. We gotta go.
Oh yeah, man! My shit done went to sleep, man. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, my old ass dog and see now gonna shook the shit on the floor. God damn it! Yeah, man, my dog old as hell, man. Just took this motherfucker, let her back in this house. Switch water, she shit on the door. Shit right, like God damn it, dog. But anyway, listen, shout out to Rock That with us live. Are we hopping in the dojo tonight? What we doing tonight?
Boot up, let's go.
Dojo.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, man. Pussy niggas. I will be back tomorrow. Oh, listen, shout out to the new guy. What's the new guy name again? LBGQ. What's the new guy name again?
LBGQ.
Junior, nigga. Junior, yeah.
Oh, to us from AKA Team Jesus. Shout out to him.
Who is this nigga?
Listen, man. Hey, bro, he sent to my DM. Listen, he sent to my DMs on Instagram. Say he was praying for me. Literally, man. He sent to my DMs on Instagram. Say he was praying for me, man. So I said, man, I was praying. He said, yeah. He said, Jesus, we're gonna talk. We got to want to expand your mind. I'm like, he might be going to introduce you to this religion thing.
Nigga always say that, but never be on. Like,
Yeah.
Yo, people come to me all the time about them damn things, man. That shit is really expand your mind.
Oh yeah.
That joint is really. I didn't know it was that popular, but
bro, Kratos and Mr. Parker was in the DM going at it. Like,
hey, I'm telling you, this next expand your mind, we gonna be there.
Oh, so we doing it this Wednesday? We can do it this Wednesday.
Yeah, let's do it this Wednesday. We damn near almost got the topic already in the DM.
So post when you want post?
I'm off on Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'll be good.
Okay, Tuesday and Wednesday, my man. All right, so we can make it happen. What's today? Today Monday, right?
Yeah.
Today Monday.
All right. Yep. So I'll be back tomorrow with a
let's do Wednesday.
We gonna do Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what we do.
We're gonna do Wednesday. Wednesday, about 9:30, 10 o'clock, as always.
9 is good.
All right, no problem. So we'll be back. I'll be back on Expand Your Mind for those that Expand Your Mind. When we talk about UFOs, religion, politics. You know what I mean? It's Phil Spencer, races, all types of shit we talk about. Yeah, but I guess I'll be back tomorrow with some more foolery and fuckery. I'm gonna try to upload a regular video to YouTube. That's funny. But we back, man. But thank you, everybody, for rocking out loud. My man Von Lamont with his drunk ass. My man O'Malley J, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to my man Septi Meatball. Hey, Heath Stevens, you sent your t-shirt off, bro. You should have it, or whenever you should have it. So I sent you a t-shirt. My man, the Ruham, I sent your shirt off also. And I sent somebody, New York Cops, or New York Music, I'm sorry. I sent your shirt off also, too. Pretty much, shout out to everybody that rocked that was live. We out of here, man.
Later.
Peace.
Yeah.